Welcome back to Col U TV as we look at the last 7 days here at Colchester United. Of course, last Saturday we had Danny and Nicky's first win in charge of Colchester United with the 1-0 win at Morecambe, which we'll come to shortly. We've also got a look back at the under-21s, how they gone against Ipswich last Friday, as well as speaking to Samson Tavide about how his injury's going and what he thinks his return might be like. And of course, it's that time of the month where we'll look back at January and the goal of the month. First though, as mentioned, let's have a look back at Danny Cowlin's first win in charge of Colchester United, that 1-0 win at Morecambe. Here's the highlights and Danny's thoughts post-match. Danny, must be a special feeling, your first win as head coach at Colchester United.
Yeah, just pleased for everybody associated with the club. The boys have been incredible all week. Their work ethic, their focus, been really impressed. And the staff as well, just brilliant, all going the extra yard. And of course our brilliant supporters, maybe 6 hours plus to get here today. So just pleased for everyone associated with the club.
And everyone must be pleased in the changing room, but was that the feeling after 8 or so minutes? You must have thought it's going to be a long game if we play like that for the whole game.
No, the only part of the game that I was disappointed with was the start. I just didn't think that we stamped our authority on the game, and it's definitely something we can learn from that. But yeah, no, for us, of course, it's an outstanding outcome, and we're so delighted that the outcome is good for us. But more importantly than that, it was the process and the performance, and I think, you know, we score a goal that is worthy of winning any game of football at any level. That's a fact. You know, I said on the bench as Arthur Reed went up to take it, I said only Gazza scores from here, and he bends it into the top corner. And then Owen Goodman, for a really harshly given penalty, by the way, I knew he'd save it. I watched him in training. He moves so quickly across his goal line, and Yilmaz, our goalkeeper coach, is so well organised. So, you know, Mellon has been taking the penalties prior, but we had a feeling that Garner would take it, so we'd gone back and watched his previous clips, and we knew which way he would go. And yeah, so credit to Yilmaz and obviously to Owen, what a fantastic goalkeeper he is.
Yeah, and in that second half, once Owen had made that save, we had pretty much immediate control of the game after that. Just disappointed that we didn't extend the lead and make it a bit more comfortable towards the end?
Yeah, I think so. I think we probably took 7 or 8 minutes for us just to get any control in the game. I think Arthur Reed hits a tackle, and then we'd had a free kick early, and we just tossed it forward, and we don't want to do that. We want to dominate the ball in the attacking half, and we had to then, we then get another free kick, and this time we spot on play, and I think we maybe put 20, 25 passes together. We get 2 or 3 waves of attacks, a couple of chances, and that gave us the confidence from there on in. And yeah, I thought we pressed brilliantly. I thought the energy from the top end of the pitch, Tom Hopper and Cameron McGeehan, incredible effort. And this allowed us to turn the ball over a lot. And probably, we had the fire, but now we just need to add the ice and just to get value for our hard work, really. But there was some really good individual performances. I thought Alistair Smith covered every blade of grass. If there's a blade of grass that he didn't cover, then I don't know where it is, because he was just everywhere. Riley Harbottle, without a background of games, to play with a fight that he did, and he's really going to add to our group. He's going to add a real physicality and a competitiveness, which I think will help everybody. And Jayden Reid, I thought his best game in Colchester United colours, and you then add to that Jayden Febrio, who I just thought gave their right back such a tough time all afternoon. There was some good individual performances. We're most pleased with the team performance though, and obviously when the team does play well, then you normally find a way to win.
Yeah, and of course it isn't just the 11 that you start with. You made all the changes you could make, and they all had an impact and kind of made sure we got over the line at 1-0.
Yeah, I always judge my team by the bench, and I can always tell when we've got a good team, because I call it always like a sexy bench. Like it's a sexy, because you keep looking over your shoulder thinking, I've got all these solutions, which is such a nice feeling for Nicky and I. And I said to the players before, the boys that start the game, they play normally for the longer part of the game, but the boys that finish the game actually come on at the most important time in the game. So everyone's as equally as important as each other, and it doesn't matter if you start or finish, we need your contribution. And I thought the boys that come on did great. Harry Anderson in particular come on and gave us such energy and such enthusiasm. He's going to be such a great signing for us. And he's only been in the building 24 hours, but I think he's made an impact with everybody, which is the type of boy he is.
And a couple of days left of the transfer window. Is it a case of hoping that no one goes, and of course that any thoughts to getting anyone else in?
Well, I think we've done some brilliant work. So, I have to credit Dimitri and Ross Embleton, who have just been so supportive. January is never an easy window when you have maybe 4 or 5 months to prepare. Well, when new managers come in the window and everything changes, sometimes the profile of players that you're looking at change. You have to do an incredible amount of work in a really short space of time, and they've worked so diligently, and obviously Robbie has supported us so well, and we're now in a position. Thus far we've only signed some loan players, but these are players that potentially we can sign permanently down the line. And sometimes you have to start a relationship somewhere, and I love these loans, especially the boys that have a little bit more experience, play games at the level, and that there's a potential to maybe extend the relationship for further down the line. So I think we've done some astute work. I thought we looked like a competitive League 2 team today. I can feel a connection growing. I can feel a connection with the players growing off the pitch. And when it grows off the pitch, then it normally transcends on the pitch. And I can also feel a connection growing with the team and the supporters. And this, I thought they were incredible today. Wow. For that many to travel that far on a cold January Saturday afternoon, just unbelievable. And we're so pleased that we were able to send them on their journey home with 3 points.
A brilliant win, and what a strike from Arthur Reed. That'll feature in our Goal of the Month competition later on. But first, sticking with the first team, we've been finding out how Samson Tavide's been getting on with his rehab. It's been quite a while since he's been out on the pitch for the U's, but he's had plenty of company in the treatment room with Freekra Keller and Manny Egbo, along with Hayden Clifton, Colchester United physio.
It's been quite a few weeks since Samson suffered his injury here, and we've taken some time out to see how he's been getting on with his rehab, along with the other sidelined lads.
Well, we played Crawley, I think it was Crawley. And what I remember was ball going in behind, and then I think me and the defender Dion Conway were bit of a tussle, and then literally I think they got the foul, and then just ended up my leg getting caught between his legs, and then yeah.
It's the left leg that Samson Tavide's. He sort of ran round the defender, didn't they? They were pulling each other, and he's sort of gone around him and twisted something as he's fallen. It's difficult.
He's had almost a sort of scissoring challenge, is what you'd call it, I think, where players just come from behind and sort of his legs just got caught. Well, his ankles got caught in between the other player's legs, and that's caused Samson's foot to go in what we call plantar flexion, where the ankle goes sort of down, and that's almost caused a little bit of a pull and a little bit of a roll as well. And from that point, sort of going onto the pitch, assessing the ankle, Samson's just in quite a lot of pain and sort of clearly just couldn't carry on.
And to me, as Samson Tavide lays back down, that's the end of his afternoon, and there goes the roly-poly signal from a member of the physio team, and Tavide will make his way off. John Akindi's going to come on.
Did you know at the time it was quite a bad one?
Yeah, because normally injuries, I normally try to deal with it, play on. I know, like, for me, I know my body, but when I felt that I couldn't walk, you see when you kind of know when like there's something wrong here. I mean, yeah.
In terms of getting him up on his feet, he was quite hesitant as well. Again, quite a lot of pain, clear markings of a high ankle sprain at that sort of key moment, which was sort of later diagnosed as well.
Do you think this will help you in the future, now having had your first proper injury, as it were? If you get another one, you know how you're going to deal with it, you know how to come back from it?
Just got to be mentally strong, really, and just like keep your head down, try to get back as quick as possible. Obviously, the right way, do your rehab properly and stuff. So yeah, obviously I look up to obviously Mandela, Kells. Obviously they've had quite good careers, so obviously I try to learn off them as well. Even little things, being injured, like what they do, how they look after themselves.
I've been very positive because I think that's a lot of the journey as well, just staying positive. Even from the day that I found out what I'd done, it was better than I expected, to be fair, so it was easy to stay positive, and I'm feeling good. I'm getting there day by day, and every day just seems to be a step in the right direction, so I can't complain. I'm very happy.
A lot of it's just frustration for me, and just I just need things to settle down and kind of go back to normal, and then hopefully I can have kind of a clean run towards the end of the season maybe. Another aspect would just be that I feel that you let people down when you're injured, especially the club, the players. I'm not delivering on my part of the bargain, I suppose. So kind of that weight on your shoulders as well. So it's not been a good season for me really in that way. Having Manny and Samson is really good help. We have a good laugh together most days, which always puts a smile on my face, and it makes the time go by a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. And the lads Hayden and everybody in the physio department are really good with us as well. So they make it as easy as possible for us really. So I'm grateful in that regard.
For those boys, in terms of the motivation, I think the things that help us are just changing the environment, trying to keep it fresh as well. Obviously, you've sort of seen us today going to David Lloyd. That just that change of scenery helps as well. I think if you're coming in every day doing the same things, and especially if you're doing the same things and it's not particularly what you want to do in terms of them, they're not playing football, they're not training, they're doing the bits that maybe aren't as enjoyable for them.
I think Kells and Samps would say the same thing. Being in and around them every day makes it easier. There's nothing worse than a lonely physio room or a lonely gym. And of course, you don't wish injury upon anybody, but it just so happens to be that a few of the lads are out at the same time, and we push each other in the gym, we push each other on the physio beds, and it's always good to have them around you. I've just tried to see the positives. I've not really felt sorry for myself. I've not felt any sort of loneliness with this injury. I've enjoyed being in the gym. I love being in the gym anyway, so it's an opportunity to really just beast myself in there, and I've enjoyed that every day. I've enjoyed getting to know a bit more about my own anatomy and about the knee and exactly what happened, and just about other parts of my body that, you know, you really get time to just sort out. So I honestly just see it as a positive.
Manny will, you know, help me get into good form, etc. And obviously Kel is just a motivator. Obviously helps you to keep going all the time. Someone like Kel always wants you to be better. So yeah.
Also in your rehab, in your return to fitness, you've been spending a lot of time with Hayden. What's your relationship like with him?
Hayden, it's really good. It's good. Obviously, he just has to. He works as hard as he can, and he has to help me as much as he can. Obviously, if I need help with something, I'll go to him. Always looks out for me. Obviously, can be a bit annoying sometimes, but obviously, he just wants the best for me.
For him, he's a young lad. It's the first sort of big injury that he's had, so it's going to be a challenge for him mentally as well. So it's about having a really strong sort of support around him, which I think the group of players are really good at doing that anyway. He's got a lot of lads that are really good mates of his as well that can sort of help him out with that.
Mentally, for me personally, obviously I believe in God in it, so anytime like, I think of anything, I just leave all my prayers and answers to God really. So now I leave everything in God's hands really, so yeah.
Like I say, I think that the mental is such a big part of not just life, or not just football, should I say, but life in general. So I try to work on it, and I try to keep as positive as I can. And I think I do pretty well in that regard. And I know it's not always easy to get there, but I feel like, especially at the moment, I'm in a good space. So yeah, I'm very happy.
Samson mentioned that energy that you have both in the gym and out on the training pitch. Is that how you see yourself as part of the squad? Like sort of a bit of a leader in there?
I'm glad Samson said this. I'm not just blowing my own horn, but I think naturally I've been told that people kind of get on board, and I'd like to think it's because they see me as a good professional. So yeah, although it's not my first goal, it's definitely something that I know that happens, and I know that if I stay positive and do the right work every single day, that hopefully that kind of follows up through the rest of the lads, especially the younger lads.
Yeah, I've spent more time with Manny and Samson than normal really, I suppose, so it's nice we learn new things about each other, and a bit more of a laugh, get a little bit closer as well. And yeah, it's really nice, that aspect of it. Yeah, you can develop some good friendships, and I think that's definitely been one plus of being out injured anyway.
How have Danny and Nicky been with yourself and with the injured lads? Because obviously they may or may not have seen those guys play, so they don't necessarily know 100% what to expect from them when they're available.
Yeah, really good with injured players, with all the players in general. I think for myself, obviously, knowing them previously from being at Lincoln, I sort of knew how they worked, knew how driven, how motivated and how passionate they were, and how much they want everyone in the club to feel part of it. Everyone's included, everyone will go into those every day. And yeah, when they break up into the individual meetings, things like that, everyone's involved, everyone's part of it. So they're not sort of seen as injured players, they're seen as the squad, the team, everyone's together.
Hopefully it won't be too long before that trio are back out on the pitch for Colchester United, and it's great to have an insight into what goes on at the training ground. Doesn't look like Samson's too far away from making his recovery, and I'm sure he'll be wanting to score them goals again as soon as he's back in action. Talking of goals, let's get straight into the Goal of the Month competition for January. 4 great contenders for you to see now. Make sure you get onto Col U tickets after the show to make your vote. As I've said, head to Col U Tickets after the show to cast your vote, and we'll announce the winner in a future show. On to the under-21s now, and it was a local contest last Friday as we entertained Ipswich Town at Malden. It was an entertaining affair. Let's see how it went, and afterwards we spoke to Liam Bailey and Oscar Thorne.
Liam, it seems that we're talking about frustrating evenings quite a lot recently. What did you make of tonight's defeat?
Yeah, frustrating, definitely. I thought the lads' effort and the way they played in the second half, they deserved something from the game in the end. Well, not a slow start, we started well. And then obviously sending off rocks us a little bit in the first half. But I think from regrouping at half-time, I thought the lads took the messages on board really well and executed what we asked of them, and unfortunate not to get something from the game.
It seems to be the case quite often that the second half is much better than the first. Why do you think that is?
No, I don't know. As I said, I thought we started off quite well. We probably could have been ahead before they scored, but then we didn't react to the second phase in the box. So it's disappointing to score from that. But yeah, I can't really put my finger on why. But yeah, the second half was a good performance.
We went 2-0 down, and with 10 men we managed to get back to 2-2. What did you make of that performance within that 20-30 minutes in the second half?
Yeah, I thought we really took the game to Ipswich, and if you would have been watching it, it wouldn't have looked like we had 10 men, the way the lads pressed from the front, but also managed to get the bodies forward. And I think we've actually scored a goal that I'm not sure is offside either, which could have put us ahead in the game. And I think it's a little bit different if we get ourselves ahead.
And from what you saw and where you were standing, what did you make of the sending off?
Yeah, I'm not sure it was. I think he's took the ball, Jay, but it's one of them ones that he's obviously seen something, the referee, so we'd have to speak to him about that. But I thought it was harsh, and I thought it ruined the game.
And what did you make of the 2 goals we scored today? You must have been pleased with Oscar Thorne's and Ronnie Nelson's performance this evening.
Yeah, good. So both back in the side. So Ronnie's had a long time out suspended. Games being postponed has knocked him back. So he scores a good header, and it was good for Oscar to get his goal. He doesn't have a game for Bath this week, so he was available to us, and both took their goals really well.
Improvement-wise, will you focus on the defensive side of the game more so than the attacking phases?
Yeah, I think we need to work on both boxes. I think that's where games are clearly won and lost, and that's quite clearly where we're getting found out at the moment, sort of second phase and third phase. But yeah, we weren't clinical enough in their box, and we weren't strong enough in ours.
Oscar, a bit of a frustrating evening tonight against Ipswich, but what did you make of the game overall?
Yeah, I mean, the first half was a bit of a frustrating one. We had an early sending off and we had to adapt to that. Then we came in at half time. We talked as a team, got set up how we wanted to, and second half was much better. As you can see, we went 2-2. Obviously frustrating to concede late on, but no, I thought we'd done well and adapted well in the second half.
What was the message at half-time? Because the performance is vastly different from the first half compared to the second one. What did Liam say in the changing room that got the boys going so well?
Just mostly tactical work, but then also just mentality, just getting close to the players, working as a team and as a unit. I feel like in the first half we weren't as a unit. We were very much individuals, especially off the ball. But I think in the second half we worked together as a team, trapping them down one side and playing as a team more.
And of course in the second half, we went down to 10 men in the first half, but in the second half it looked like it was 11v11 as we dominated. Why do you think that was?
Yeah, as I said, I think just trapping them down one side and being as a unit, being together. I think if we were all on the same side of the pitch, it gives us more of an opportunity, whereas we were less connected in the first half.
And for yourself as well, getting your name on the score sheet again with a brilliant goal. Take us through that goal.
I mean, I saw Alamin crossing the ball out wide, and it just came to me, and I thought I might as well have a shot, and it was all right.
And you, of course, have a little break from your loan spell at Bath City. Tell us a little bit how that's going for you.
Yeah, no, it's going well. Yeah, getting a good experience as men's football. We're doing well at the moment, getting good minutes. So yeah, no, it's been a good experience.
So a tough one to take for the under-21s after fighting back from 2-0 down, but it wasn't to be in the end. We'll have more from the academy teams next week, but that's pretty much it for now. We'll be back on Saturday with all the build-up to the game against Forest Green. Make sure you make that vote on Col U tickets.